Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe. So as you all know, Sarin Prime plus 2 new Prime weapons dropped this week. So today we're going to take a look at possibly the thing I actually most look forward to in this Prime drop, which is the Nikana Prime. Now Nikana's Prime is the latest in a very clear line of progression from the normal Nikana to the Dragon Nikana to the Nikana Prime. And the increase in strength is much the same way as the Dragon improves over the standard Nikana. The Prime, however, boasts a pretty damn strong 95 damage, with the majority 85.5 coming in the form of slash, and both 4.8 as impact and puncture, making it the heaviest hitting of all the one-handed weapons, and in fact stronger than a whole bunch of the heavy melee weapons. But this is just where the fantastic stats just keep on rolling. 20% critical chance with 200% multiplier, making this not only berserker worthy, but easily red critable when modded correctly. Also comes with a fantastic 20% status chance as well, which is fantastic for spreading those slash procs around. Not only is this weapon good for the berserker mod, but with a 1.08 attack speed, it's not even slow before the berserker kicks in. In fact, to be honest, I can't think of anything bad to say about the Dragon Nikana whatsoever. If I had to be truly picky, try and think of something bad to say, I'd say that the massive split in favour of slash makes it weaker against shielded and armoured targets, but even that is being very nitpicky, because with the correct use of elemental mods, or the use of corrosive projection for the armour, this can be worked around pretty easily. Now in terms of stances, the fantastic thing about the Nikana Prime, the fantastic things about the Prime keep on flowing. A choice of 3 stances, none of them really superior to the other, all with the same polarity, so no messing around with stance polarity, and a personal preference choice of which stance you go for. What's not to love about this situation? Personally, I go with Blind Justice for the guaranteed slash proc, plus the slam attack at the end of the hold right click combo Heeding Call, plus the very classical reference to Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman. I love little nods to classic literature like that. It's a very nice touch to a fantastic stance. Okay, so let's move on to starting to mod the Nikana Prime. Now we don't actually need any former for this because it comes with V polarity in the stance, V polarity and a D polarity on the weapon. Now this is one of the few times where I'm actually going to utilise the D, and I'm not going to former it straight off the weapon. Now in terms of the build, we've got pretty much everything remaining the same on here. So we're going to start off with Blood Rush, which is going to give us extra critical chance for the combo counter that we actually have. Now this actually is an absolutely fantastic mod. I've gone with this over the True Steel mod. I feel that this is way stronger, and especially when you combine it with body count, which is going to increase your combo duration timer. So it adds an additional 12 seconds, so it basically brings it up to about 15 seconds worth of combo counter. It means that you can really keep those combos going and really keep your critical chance so much higher, and personally I felt that was actually worth dropping the True Steel mod for, especially since when you've got these new mods you don't have an awful lot of room to play with on these types of weapons anymore. So we're going to combine obviously Blood Rush for critical chance. We're going to combine that with Organ Shatter, which is going to give us critical damage. We've got Pressure Point for just raw melee damage. Berserker, which means we're going to increase our attack speed every time we crit. We've got Life Strike on here, a max Life Strike, which basically means 1 hit and we've got all of our health back. Personally, I go with this over a low rank one, because like I say, I just want to hit channel once, have all my health back, and not have to worry about anything else. And then we're going to go with our 2 elementals. At the moment, I've got a corrosive build on here, because obviously you see me doing the infested. So we'll go with corrosive. We'd use this for the void as well. If you're going for the Grineer, I would switch this out. So we've got Shocking Touch and Molten Impact, which is going to bring up the radiation damage for the Grineer. And if you're going to go for against Corpus, personally, I would switch things up and I would actually use the dual stack poison mod, which is down here somewhere, Virulent Scourge, and just go straight Toxin and do that to be able to just cut through those shields and really take down those Corpus targets. And then if you're just going against sort of Corrosive Projection Grenier, Corrosive Projection Void, then I would switch the Virulent Scourge out from this build, and I would go with a viral build, so Northwind and Fever Strike, and this is how I would do it. If you wanted to, personally, I wouldn't, but you can go with a status build to really push out those procs. So you've got 44%, which basically means, it's roughly going to be 1 in 2. And then you're going to be proccing viral, but you do lose a lot of elemental damage to do that. Personal preference, I wouldn't do this way, but it is an option if you wish to do it that way. So do I think the Nikana Prime's worth the farm to get hold of it? And the answer is, oh my god, yes it is. The Nikana Prime is one of the best melee weapons in the game right now. It has very little to no downsides. Great choice of 3 very good stances. Great crit, great status, attack speed, plus when a weapon looks as good as the Nikana Prime does. It hands down is absolutely fantastic. It's gone probably straight to the top of my favourite melees in the game right now. Absolutely immediately with no regrets. I've always liked the Nikanas as melee weapons, even if I've sort of disliked melee itself for quite some time. The Dragon Nikana was already one of the top weapons, but to expand on that with the Prime is incredible, and something that I am so glad that they did. Now I have to admit, the farm for it, at least for me, wasn't too bad. I picked up the blueprint and the hilt pretty easily, although I admittedly bought the blade from the trade channel, purely because from the last 2 primes I've had enough void survival to last me a lifetime. And since the drop locations do have a habit of changing, or more places to farm them is added, I will just add a link to the wiki below with the up-to-date drop locations. But the Nikana Prime, quite simply in my eyes, the perfect melee weapon. Hugely powerful with a lot of choice as to what stance you want, or whether you want to go down the sort of semi-status build, which you can if you want to, even though I personally wouldn't. It's so well-rounded with its choice of stances. It's just so rewarding to close the gap and to take your targets down with melee only. The survival you can actually see in the background was the most fun survival I've done in a long time. The only reason I had to leave was because RNG decided I wasn't going to get anywhere in near enough air to drop from enemies to keep me going until the next air container. Now, obviously, a bit of talk about focus needs to come in here. The obvious choice for this would be Naramon with Shadow Step and Deadly Intent, which not only pushes the survivability of the frame that you're on due to permanent invisibility, but also the additive critical chance, when combined with body count, brings non-stop red crits, seriously pushing the damage output of the Nikana Prime through the roof. It's a stunning weapon, well worth the farm, and since you don't even need to former it, good times will be had by all. Now, I do want to quickly address something here. I've come in for some criticism recently for me showing multiple former weapons, but only really showing them on, let's say, lower enemies, lower level enemies even. Now, I can see the point here, but for the most part, unless I record in the Simulacrum, I would have to work with what I've got available. The Simulacrum is not a place I will be recording in, to be honest, pretty much at all. Unless I'm showing something specific like I did with the Distrezor combo. And personally, I just don't think it's entertaining to watch. Now, while I do feel that, honestly, I've proven my builds work in crazy long circumstances with endurance runs, I can understand the other side of the coin as well, that showing these weapons on lower level missions doesn't really show off the weapon that much. Which is why, from now on, I'm going to be trying to use the sorties to provide footage for the Let's Max videos as much as possible. Hopefully when the new star chart appears, I can record other tile sets once in a while as well. But for now, I'm sort of kind of limited to Pluto, Ceres, Void, or the sorties. Now, I would be interested to see what your opinions are in the comments below on the weapon and also on this as well. But for now, many thanks for watching. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. And I shall see you in the next episode.